So, good day everyone. I'm Ethan, moderator for this webinar. Welcome everyone for today's webinar, Navigating the 2023 Medicare 855 Enrollment Form Updates. I'd now like to introduce our presenter for today, Tony Elholmes. Tony Elholmes, CCS, CPC, CPMA, CRC, a HIMA-approved ICD-10 CM/PCS trainer, is an internationally known speaker and recognized subject matter expert on medical coding, reimbursement, and revenue cycle management. I would now like to hand over the floor to the speaker. Over to you, Tony.
Thank you so much, Ethan, and thank you to all of our attendees today. It looks like we've got a pretty good sized audience. We're going to be talking about the 2023 CMS 855 form updates. So we've got a lot of information to cover in our session today. So we're going to talk about the key updates. We're going to talk about some of the common challenges in the form files. We'll talk about supporting documentation, and then we'll go through some best practice tips and compliance considerations. So before we actually get into the forms, I just wanted to give you kind of a high-level overview of what's changed in 2023. So there is going to be a brand new PECOS portal. It's called PECOS 2.0. That's going to be coming out in June. Another pretty epic change is there are higher levels of scrutiny that are being looked at for certain provider types. That's kind of the quick and dirty in terms of like key updates, and then we'll actually talk about the forms. So we've got our 4 different form types that are highly misunderstood. I think a lot of folks struggle with which form do I do, and is it multiple, is it 1, is it 2, is it 3? So basically we've got our 855A application, and then for our 855B, that's going to be our medical practices, our medical providers that bill through a group practice. Then we have our 855I, which is our individual provider enrollment. So this is going to be for each individual provider, physicians, non-physician practitioners. And then our 855R is going to be our reassignment of Medicare benefits, benefit care payments. You do not submit your 855 forms to CMS. You submit those through the Medicare administrative contractors. Here is an updated list of the MACs. The Part A and the Part B MACs didn't change. So when you're actually completing these forms, you need to have quite a bit of stuff done before you start that process. So you'll need to have all of your provider contact information. Obviously, you'll need to have dates of birth. You'll need to have social security numbers. There's 2 methods for completing this. You can do it through the paper forms, or you can do it through PECOS, the online portals. So NIPS, this is the registry, and then this is what the PECOS portal looks like, revalidation date. So, and in terms of the entity type for your NPI, so this is something that I think a lot of folks struggle with is, so the surrogate program is something that I highly recommend if you're somebody that is responsible for doing credentialing, enrollment, that kind of thing. So if you're a surrogate, again, there's a lot of advantages to having this kind of access because you can make changes in the PECOS portal. So 2 terms that you're going to need to be familiar with when you're looking at these 855 forms are the authorized official and the delegated official. All right, so now we'll actually talk about the forms. So we'll go through these kind of quickly. Just those are the filing applications. We talked about the filing fees. In terms of due diligence, make sure if you're bringing any providers on, or if you're bringing any employees on, or even the people that you have on staff, you need to make sure you're doing regular checks. So for your provider, specifically the National Practitioner Data Bank or NPDB, as I mentioned earlier, make sure you type the answers and you sign the applications in the signature sections with blue ink, and then make sure that you are having the authorized official sign off on the group applications. Don't miss any revalidation deadlines, and then check, double check, triple check these applications because it's really easy to make mistakes. So if you are opting out of Medicare, you'll need to make sure that you are completing an affidavit to opt out. And then if you've got a billing company, make sure you disclose that. We've talked about that already, but just make sure you disclose that in the subsection or section 8 of the applications. So I know I've thrown a lot of information at you and we've gone a little bit over. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. I wish you all the best in your CMS enrollment updates, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Tony. That does conclude the session for today. Thank you everyone for participating. You may all disconnect now. Have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.